Here's another video in my Calling Bullshit series. In this one, I'm going to talk about hurricanes and whether or not they're getting worse. Global warming is now a mental disorder. Here's an article from the New York Times, and in my case, it's reprinted in the Seattle Times, and it talks about two doctors, Melissa and Guy Hoagland, both retired physicians in their 60s. And they had two homes, one in Florida and one in California, and they sold both of them because they're all worried about global warming. And they talk about droughts and fires and hurricanes, and they sold their homes based on this because they think it's getting worse. And so here they are, armed with climate studies, retirees looking for communities less likely to experience extreme weather. And they say the data is readily available online, and it is. I'm going to show you what the data is. But it says their stress was mounting, and clearly it did, and it made them crazy, literally crazy. So let me show you what's really going on here. Here's data from the National Hurricane Center about the number of hurricanes and major hurricanes in the Atlantic, this data going back to 1940. So there's 62 years of data here. Now look at the lines. The blue one is the number of hurricanes, and the green one is the number of major hurricanes, which are intensity levels 3, 4, or 5. There's no trend here. There's not. So this idea that hurricanes are getting worse is bullshit. They are not getting worse. Look at the lines here. Do you see any trend? There's no trend here. Hurricanes are not getting worse. And as I talked about in a previous video, wildfires are not getting worse either. And here's data from the National Interagency Fire Center that shows the number of wildfires is actually decreasing. And this is funny. So now they've invented this phrase, climate migrants. Okay? Climate migrants, like the Hoaglands, are the exceptions. And here's some other guy says, hoping older people step up efforts to protect themselves. And I don't have to worry about climate change because I'm old. It's a problem for my grandkids, but I don't agree with that. Climate change is here and it's affecting all of us. No, it's not. Hurricanes are not getting worse. Wildfires are not getting worse. But what's particularly concerning to me about this is here's two people who are doctors, medical doctors. And you would think that medical doctors would make decisions based on data that is real and true and verifiable, and would design, if you're sick, some kind of treatment program based on what's actually wrong with you and what actually works. And instead, they've been brainwashed by the global warming industry, and they're getting all freaked out to the point of selling homes and wandering the country looking for some place that's safe. And it's all bullshit. It's not true. The data says the number of hurricanes, major hurricanes and wildfires, it is either no trend or down. And if doctors fall into this, what are other people doing that, this is just crazy. You don't need to do this. Anyway, I'm calling bullshit on this notion that hurricanes are getting worse. They're not. They're not.